Well, Zach Wheeler was wheeling and dealing in this one. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Hot Seat Video Cast here, recapping yesterday's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets as the Phillies defeat the Mets by a final score of 4-2. As Zach Wheeler's 7 strong innings, he is the ace, right? The ace. He is the ace. Now, guys, before getting this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please do the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So, first off, I'd just like to apologize for getting this video out so late, right? I mean, yesterday's game started at 1:10. Ended in the mid to late afternoon, and could have got it out late last night. Unfortunately, I was working. Then I worked very early this morning, and it got up at like 5:30. So here I am right now. I finally have time to sit down and make a video about talking about this game. You guys know I usually don't get videos out this late, but at a pretty rare occasion, I will. You all know this is a really big priority in my life. But it's not the only priority I have in my life. So let's pick up the scoring summary in this ball game. And the top of the second inning, Odubel for some fundamental baseball here as he is to sacrifice fly to right field. Nick Maton comes around to score, and the Phillies jump ahead 1-0. So some fundamental baseball, not the most exciting way to score runs, but we're scoring runs, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, just push runs across the board. That's what you got to do. And Nick Maton with another run scored, and ever since coming back from AAA, he's looked pretty good. I saw he did pretty well against Jacob deGrom the other day. And did well in this ball game. And then at the top of the third inning, Alec Bohm grounds out to shortstop, and Andrew McCutchen comes around to score a run batted in. Another, not the most exciting way to score a run. Andrew McCutchen comes around to score, and it's now a 2-0 Phillies lead. So we're just manufacturing runs. That's what you do. That's what teams do. They manufacture runs like that. They're always trying to swing for the fences, just get the job done. That's Alec Bohm. I know. I understand it was a ground out, but he got the job done. That's all that matters. Just driving runs. Just driving runs. And then this evening, Nick Maton, he doubles on a line drive to left field. Rhys Hoskins comes around to scoring stand. He's been slumping a little bit recently, Rhys Hoskins has, but he was able to draw 2 walks yesterday, and it's now 3-0 Phil. So Nick Maton, like I said before, I mean, ever since coming back from AAA, he has been very good, ladies and gentlemen. He's been very good. I'm very impressed with what Nick Maton has been able to do. Then Ronald Torreyes, hits a ground ball to third base. Not the easiest play. He was credited with an infield single. And then, I tell you what, not a very good throw from Luis Guillorme. And that allowed Nick Maton to come around the score. And Ronald Torreyes advanced up to second base on that. So that went down as a single and an error to Luis Guillorme. So 4-0 Phillies able to take advantage of some bad defense, also playing a little bit of small ball. So there's no question that the Mets defense did let them down yesterday. I tell you what, a lot of these games come down to the defense. Am I right? You saw the games of the Phillies, bullet punt unraveled late in the ball game. It all was sparked by an error, right? It was, whether it was Rhys Hoskins, whether it was Alec Bohm. So it always happened, due to an error, right? I mean, most of the time. Usually. Those are the kind of plays that cost you from in ball games, giving teams extra outs, extra ABs. It's also harder on your guys too. I mean, you guys are standing out there longer. The pitcher has to throw more pitches, especially to one of your horses like Marcus Stroman like that. So it's really important that you make these fundamentally sound plays. Then about the 8th inning, after we pull Zach Wheeler and we bring in Jose Alvarado, Alvarado did whatever he could to try to blow the ball game. Another questionable decision from Joe Girardi. Why take out Zach Wheeler there? I don't understand that. I mean, he was cruising. And he just takes him out of the ball game. It's just another put your hand over your face and drop it down. I don't understand that decision making. I don't. That's another move I question. And as Pete Alonso singles on a short ground ball to center field, Francisco Lindor comes around to score, and it's now a 4-1 ball game. The Mets get on the board. So Pete Alonso doing his job right there. You just hate to see that. Then about that inning, Archie Bradley allows a home run to Kevin Pillar, his 2nd of the series and his 8th of the season, as he homers on a fly ball to left center field, and breaks the lead in half now. Now a 4-2 ball game, and that'd be your final score. 4-2 your final score. As the Phillies win and split the series in New York, and they could have easily swept this series and at least won this series. So there's simply no excuses here. I mean, I'm glad we won this ball game, but I tell you, we could have gotten more. We definitely could have gotten more. At least we didn't get swept though. You got to look at it from that angle too, but we definitely could have done much better. As Duer won that leadoff spot with that sacrifice spot, that was great to see. Jay Triunto continues to stay ice cold and 0 for 5. He's now batting .269, And Andrew McCutcheon, I tell you what, this guy had a great series. He's had a great month of June, 3 hits. And it's now June 28th, so we're getting there in a month. And, run, score. I tell you, he's been aggressive on the base pass, too, which I like to see. He's been very, very solid for us. Rhys Hoskins, he's slumping, but one thing I do like, he's doing those 2 walks. I mean, that's good. I mean, 2 0 for 5s and 0 for 3s, 3 0 for 4s and 0 for 3s too, right? I mean, just get on base too. Just get on base. When you're not going good at the plate, you're not hitting homers, just get on base. That is what Rhys Hoskins is doing. And Travis Gronkowski got the start in right field in this ball game. Bryce Harper gets the day off. He did sit. He didn't even come in to even pinch hit. We all know he's hit by that pitch on Saturday. To Jacob deGrom and exited the ball game. So he's sat in this ball game. I think it was the right move. The last thing we need is for another injury, right? I mean, a lot of these injuries for Harp aren't really his fault. I mean, getting hit by pitches. I mean, it's something. I mean, I don't think any player wants to get injured. You know what I'm saying? But he gets just some bad luck this year for Harper. So a little All-Star news coming up after this. After I go over this game here. Alec Bohm, I tell you what, I understand that RBI ground out, but he's cooled off a little bit. Average back down to 235. It wasn't the 240s at one point. But Nick Maton, a guy I've really been impressed with, as I keep saying now, the third time mentioning it. The 2 hits, the 2-run score too. Not only is he collecting some hits, he's also scoring. And Ronald Turris had a 3-hit day yesterday. Great job at a big toe, now batting 272. Take a look at Zach Wheeler's start yesterday. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs allowed, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Unbelievable. Clap it up for the ace. The ace. Let's clap it up for the ace. The ace. Zach Wheeler. Masterful yesterday. Now 6-4 in the year. A bounce back start since his start against the Nationals, which was not very good. The shortest outing he had this season, and he's able to bounce back. That's very, very promising, right? I mean, I think that start wasn't absolutely dreadful. That's the thing. He just kind of ran into some trouble, and his pitch count was way up there. I mean, that wasn't a dreadful start. It wasn't a good start, but it wasn't absolutely dreadful either. And sometimes you just get an off day, and I think a lot of the speculation was, he was cheating, and now he can't cheat. Well, you know what? He's kind of silenced those haters down. Let the haters hate. Jose Alvarado, like I said before, did what he could to try to give away this lead. Luckily, the Mets just couldn't get the job done. He did allow that RBI single to Pete Alonso. And same with Archie Brown. He gets his first save of the season. But he did allow that Kevin Pillar solo home run. That's all I will say about Bradley. He hasn't been as good as I thought he would. That's pretty much it for this ball game. A good victory out of the Phillies. I'm glad they were able to split. I tell you what, I mean, going into this game tonight in Cincinnati, it's going to be weird, right? It's a makeup game, just one game. It kind of feels like spring training, right? I mean, we're not even playing a series, just playing that one game that was rained out earlier this month. I mean, pretty much, at the very start of this month, right after Memorial Day. We got that, and then we go back home and face Miami and San Diego. The schedule here, we don't have any more off days, ladies and gentlemen, until the All-Star break. So it's here from here on out. It's going to be really interesting to see how this team does. We have no more off days until the All-Star break. Let me just get into some All-Star news. Phillies right fielder Bryce Harper, the only Philly that will advance on to Phase 2 of All-Star voting. That does not mean that he's guaranteed to make the All-Star game. That means that he's just moving on to the second round, and it's a long shot he'll get it. I don't think he will to be a starter. I do think he'll be a reserve. I do. I think there's a very, very good chance. The NL outfield is very, very weak this year. Due to injuries with guys like Cody Bellinger and Brewers Christian Yelich. I think Harper has a very good chance at being a reserve this year. I think he probably will be. So I think the Phillies, for the first time since 2013, will have more than one All-Star. I think it's going to be Zach Wheeler, no question, and it's going to be Bryce Harper. I think J.T. still has a shot because don't forget, just because he advanced on to Phase 2, they changed it. It used to be if you advanced on, and they didn't have any phases. If you got voted in the top 9, during this period, then you just automatically made it, right? Outfield, right? I'm talking about Bryce, outfield. Of course, first base, infield, catcher. I mean, they're going to have only the top 3. But if you're an outfield, top 9 make it. The thing about that is that it's not, it's going to be some of the commissioner votes, some of the player votes, and some of the fan votes too. So it only used to be fan votes. So they have to tally all those votes up. The commissioner's got to vote. We're going to find out July 4th. Which is next Sunday, if Bryce Harper will be an All-Star, which I do think he will, as I said before. J.T. still has a shot. He did not advance on to phase 2. Just because you didn't advance on to phase 2 doesn't mean you're done. Because JT Muto, they did the same thing in 2019. He did not advance on, and he still made the All-Star team. Now, part of that was because every team has to have an All-Star. That's part of the reason why. No team cannot have one. I mean, every team has to have an All-Star. So that is why he advanced. That's part of the reason why, because in the Phillies in 2018, it's just none of them were really playing like All-Stars. Bryce almost made it in 2019. He was just close. I remember the funny thing was in Cleveland, they had cut out pictures of him acting like he made the All-Star team and he didn't even make it. That was the funniest thing. They said he made it, he didn't even make it. I guess that was just a miscommunication. But JT Muto, that's part of the reason why he made it in 2019. But the answer to some of the questions, yes. I mean, even though it's not guaranteed to Harper, just because he advanced on the phase 2, that he won't make the All-Star team, I think it's extremely, extremely likely, as I just explained. I mean, the NL outfield is just so weak this year, and he's in the top 9 of outfielders. There's no question about that in the NL. So he's having that kind of year. I heard somebody say, oh, he doesn't deserve to be here. He's had a bad year. I mean, that is the biggest mold of malarkey. Now, has he had an outstanding year? No, he is not. No, he is not. He's hit 11 homers, all solo shots. But in some opportunities, he's not really getting the job done. I will say that. And some of the RBI opportunities, he's not really getting the job done. I will be objective, and I will say that, yeah, I think he could do a much, much better job at driving in runs. But honestly, he's not getting a ton of opportunities. He hasn't. I mean, they're not really getting on base for him. But the opportunities that he's had, I mean, he's not really done a good job driving in runs. I will say that. That's why his RBI total is as low as it is. 21 on the year. That is why. So he needs to do a better job with that. But the on-base numbers are fantastic. He's getting on base a lot. But like I said, he needs to do a better job of driving in more runs. But the OBP, very, very impressive. The OPS, also very, very impressive. The average also, he's not hitting 240. He's hitting 272. Harper's little hit the other, well, it wasn't actually a hit because it wasn't scored a hit off Jacob deGrom. I mean, the scorers really did a bad job on that. I do not think that was an error. I think Harper should have been credited with a hit on that. So that's part of the reason why his batting average dropped a little bit from 275 to 272. So Harper's had a solid season. I do think where he ranks top 9 in the NL outfield, I definitely think he deserves to be where he is. I do think he will make it. So I'm really happy about that. Zach Wheeler also most likely will too. I'd be very shocked if he didn't make it. I think he will. Just crazy to think about. First time since 2013, most likely the Phillies will have more than one All-Star. As I discussed before, they're doing something new this year in the All-Star game. They're going to be all wearing the same uniforms. I don't really like them at all. I think they look like tennis uniforms. I was talking Mets talk with Hayden. I'm sure maybe some of his viewers are going to be listening to this since it's a Mets video. We were talking about how ugly those jerseys were. I'm sure, Hayden, if you're watching this video too, man, those jerseys are ugly. They are not attractive at all. But I will say the hats are very, very nice. So the first time ever, you're going to be wearing all the same uniform in the All-Star game. I think that takes away some of the experience of it. I like seeing, everyone in a different uniform representing their team too, because, I understand it's an All-Star game, but you're there representing your team. You're there to represent your teams. Just a little divisional talk around. The Nationals, unfortunately, did split the series against the Marlins as they won 5-1. Josh Bell back in lineup. And Braves defeat the Reds 4-0. So there's your little divisional updates. The Nationals, I don't think the Nationals are going to stay where they are. I think they're going to fall off. The Nationals just don't seem legit to me. I think part of their run, their offense has carried them a little bit. Kyle Schwarber's been on another level. He's going to cool off. I don't see that lasting. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media. Link is in the section. Have Phillies hats of Instagram, TikTok, Instagram. Call or text 267-225-392. Email me. PhilliesHouseOf@gmail.com. Make-up game tonight. 6:40 the first pitch. The Phillies are in Cincinnati. Spencer Howard on the mound. 0-2 with a 5.59 ERA. They're going against Wade Miley. He's throwing a no-hitter this year. He's having a good season. 6-4 with a 2.85 ERA. We need Howard to be good. I'm tired of waiting for this guy. We need him to get going. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. I'll see you all tomorrow. I work the same shift tomorrow morning. I'll see you guys.